Hello YouTube. In this video we're going to be talking about Turkic languages. So there are four main subgroups of the languages, and we can have a look which languages are in those subgroups. So for Oguz group you can see that there is Turkish, Azerbaijani and Turkmen. Those are the main languages. Then we have a Kipcak group. So there we have Kazakh, Kyrgyz, Tatar and Bashkir languages. Then we have Karluk group, which includes Uzbek and Uyghur languages, and there is also a number of different languages, various languages in Siberia. Yeah, so I don't really have that much knowledge as far as Siberian Turkic languages are concerned, so I'm just going to leave it blank for now, and I might do another video on this subject. So let's talk about mutual intelligibility. So the speakers of Turkish and Azerbaijani language can communicate with each other without interpreters, so they understand almost every single word. That is up from 85 up to 90%. Then when it comes to, let's say, Turkish and Turkmen languages, then the ability to understand each other falls, worsens, even though the two languages are from the same subgroup. Yeah? Now let's have a look at the Kipcak subgroup. Yeah, so the speakers of Kazakh and Kyrgyz can also communicate with each other easily. Most likely they won't require an interpreter. They might as well speak Russian, because normally speakers of Kazakh and Kyrgyz can understand and speak Russian quite well. The same goes for Kazakh and Tatar languages. So as you can see, if Turkic languages are within the main subgroup, then the communication can be possible without an interpreter. Now, this is interesting, this pair, Turkish and Kazakh. So here you can see that these languages are from different subgroups. Yeah, Kazakh from Kipchak subgroup, and Turkish is obviously an Oguz language. In this case, the communication would be very hard, very problematic for speakers of those languages to understand each other without an interpreter. So the ability would be less than 40%. But it's not that hard to learn the language. Let's say a native Kazakh speaker would have an initial advantage when learning Turkish, yeah, and in comparison with, let's say, a native English speaker. Obviously some grammar rules will be familiar and will be, easier to follow for a native Kazakh speaker, and vice versa. But the point is, yeah, that it is impossible to understand each other without prior preparation or without an interpreter. So it goes like this. Now we can have a look at the map where speakers of those languages actually live, where in the world they find themselves. Obviously Siberian Turkic languages, the title speaks for itself. They are located in Siberia, at the far east-north of Russia. There's also Tatar and Bashkir speakers who have Russian citizenship, and they speak both languages for the most part, Tatar and Russian, or Bashkir and Russian, so completely bilingual. Azerbaijani, one of the heavyweights, about 20 million speakers living in Azerbaijan. There's also an Azerbaijani speaking minority in Iran. There's also Turkish speaking minorities in countries like Bulgaria, Bosnia and Macedonia. Turkmen language, as you can see, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Uzbek speakers living there. Kazakhstan, so where Kazakh is spoken, and in the Xinjiang province where the Uyghurs live, yes, and they speak Uyghur. Lots of bilingual people living there as well, who speak Mandarin and Uyghur. So that is the situation now, as of today. If we take a look at this slide, we will see that if we take a look at this slide, obviously you'll see that if you were to invest your time and money in learning a Turkic language, an obvious choice would be Turkish. And yeah, that would be the safest bet as well, since there are 70 million of Turks, plus you would be able to understand Azerbaijani speakers quite easily. And then obviously Uzbek, Kazakh, Uyghur and other languages have a smaller population. Now let's go further. So I'm going to give you some tips and guidelines on how to go about learning a Turkic language. So when learning a Turkic language, when learning any language, it's important to keep in mind the so-called 80-20 law, or as they say, a Pareto law, according to which 20% of efforts will bring you 80% of results. So when it comes to languages, 20% of the most frequently used words account for 80% of words in any conversation. When it comes to languages, it's even more exaggerated. So basically, if you master 5% of the most frequently used words, you would be able to understand about 95% of any conversation. 5% of words meaning 1,000 words, 2,000 words, and then if you really master how to connect those words with each other, in the sentence, then you would be fluent in the language, in any language. And again, with Turkic languages, it's very important to understand how the verbs function. So grammar can be a little bit tricky for native English speaker at first, but you would get used to it, and at some point that could become a second nature to you. So at first, it's very important to get comfortable with basic verbs such as to want, to be able, to go, to eat, to sleep, to think, etc. And you gotta learn how to construct a statement, a negative sentence, and how to ask questions. So you really have to master this in order to become a confident speaker. I've been preparing a basic Turkish language course, and I'm going to be uploading videos onto this channel very soon. We're going to have a look at different Turkic verbs such as alu in Kazakh or almak in Turkish, then the verb belu or bilmek in Turkish, the verb kelu, which is pronounced gelmek in Turkish. We're also going to have a look at the personal pronouns. And the personal pronouns are I, men, ben, sen, sen, ol, o, biz, biz, siz, siz, sizler, siz, olar, onlar. Let's go over them one more time. Men in Kazakh, ben in Turkish, sen, sen in Turkish, ol, o, biz, biz, siz, siz, sizler, sizler, siz, olar, onlar. So stay tuned, and more videos will be uploaded very soon. Until the next time, cheers guys.